Good morning. I want to take a few minutes this morning and tell you how to look at a house for sale if you're looking at for an investment purchase. We've talked about in other videos the 5 steps to building wealth, and let me jump right into number 5, which is a disproportionate risk-reward investment, which means that you invest in something that for you has a higher reward potential and a lower risk than it does for someone else. And so I'm going to show you how to do that real quickly with real estate. So this is a neighborhood. This is a town in, I'll zoom out and show you if I can, Kansas City area outside of that. So we're going to zoom in to here and take a second. We're going to find that property I was looking at again. Let's see. Right in here. Okay. So we're going to zoom in and get a radius of the town. So a couple things you need to know is you need to know if houses are selling in this house based on price per square footage, or if houses are selling based on bedrooms and bathrooms. Now, there's always some part of each, but in this area, price per square footage only adjusts the price by about $30 per square foot. Other areas go straight by price per square foot, so they adjust the house value by the full value of price. So if it's $140 per square foot, it's 100 square feet less, they'll adjust the price by $14,000 for that square footage. But in this area, they actually only adjust the price by $30 a square foot, which is about $3,000. They add about $5,000 for a bathroom. But in order to look at this house, I think this one right here is a good value. And the reason I think so is because I've operated in this area before. But to confirm it, we're going to look at some prior sale prices, okay? And what we want to know is first what the neighborhood is. And I'm going to make the assumption the neighborhood is right here, okay? On a street next to this park, that how they're really evaluating it, because people will pay different amounts depending on if you're next to a commercial area, you're next to a park, or how convenient it is. So I'm going to make an assumption that it's not by radius, but it's by this area right here. So we're going to look at the houses closest to it. This one sold in 2019, so we can see what this house was worth in 2019 real quickly, at least what it's worth to us. So we're looking to have an independent valuation method that allows us to establish a different price value methodology, allows us to get deals when other people don't see the deals. So if you look at here, it was on the market for 3 days, listed for $170. It sold in less than a month at $121 per square foot, which is slightly below listing. So we'll say $165 or something like that it sold for. And then it was immediately listed for rent for $14.25, which means it was an investor buying it. Now, you can tell it was an investor buying it even before looking at that, because if you look right here, you'll see that the sale date and the sold date are less than a month. Now, a bank will take at least 30 days to close on a traditional loan, so this person would have had to gotten either commercial financing or done a cash deal to close this fast. So is this a real value of the price in 2019? No. I'd say it's probably worth about $170. They went low because they got a cash offer. Now we'll look at another one here. This is pretty close to the same area, and this sold in 2021. So it's more recent valuation we can do in this house. Let's see if we can find the... Alright, so right here, you're going to see that it was listed for sale at $179.9, and then it was pending sale in 1 day. Now that's the type of sale frame we're looking for, and it was listed at that, and then right here, let's see, listing was removed after they had a contract on the house. Or maybe closed, and then was relisted for sale because that contract fell through, and then it was resold at the end of 2020 for the same price. And right here it says it was listed. So this is probably a conventional buyer. So 141 per square foot. Real quick, we'll grab the calculator. 141 times 1278 means the house sold for, it says 180, which is the listing price of 179. But right here it was listed and they closed on the 21st, which is probably more of a conventional sale because you have a 45 day time frame. So this house is worth $179.9 in January of this year. Now you'll notice a lot of the houses up there look similar. The pictures show that it was highly fixed up. You know, very nice. Look at the deck, all stained out. So nothing really needed to be done at this house, and the person moved right in. So we're going to look at this house here and this house here. Zillow estimates 215, but you know, what does Zillow know? We're going to scroll down here and we're looking at listed for sale 150. 150 is probably sufficient then. Pending sale in 1 day. Sold in 21 days. After 21 days is inside of a 30 to 45 day time frame. So it's probably an institutional type investor or a cash offer. And that means that that price sold for 81 times 1860, 150,000, which is what it was listed for. And you'll see that a lot of times with like cash offers. Somebody wants 150, somebody offers them 150, you know, cash, you know, nothing else, no contingencies on the sale, and sometimes they'll take that offer, even if they have slightly higher offers, because someone buy it for themselves might offer 155, but a lot of times people will take that difference, especially if they've been in the house for a while since a lower valuation, just to make sure that money is going to be in their hand. So this is 150, but again, that's 2019. Today's Zillow estimates at 215. And so you're going to do this for every sale within that radius. And what you're trying to figure out is you're trying to use those factors to determine what price, if you list this house at, what price will it sell in a week? Is that the price that it's at today? And, you know, what valuation would that be? Now, I'd say houses in this neighborhood, let's see, listed for, so this is a good one. Price change, 244. This was in 2019, though. Pretty high-end house. So let's look and see what's for sale here. Alright, so 175. I'm going to tell you, this house is just listed, I guarantee it. 20 hours on the market for 175. It is worth 175, is the 1 week sale price. So this house, if you could get it for 175, I think would be a good investment compared to that market today. Now, what's the market going to do later? You know, who knows? This market in general has held its value and increased over time steadily. It's probably not in what I would consider a bubble, but what would this house sell for if you listed it for a month and a half? You know what's wrong with the house? Let's look at it real quick. So it's listed 175. Nothing fancy, all white walls, carpet living room. You put a cheap wood floor in the living room. This is fine, this is fine. But this is going to be that plush kind of carpet that's not really popular today. This cabinet is great. I can't tell if that's granite or not, but you could do granite countertops. I probably wouldn't change the countertops. With the fact that you have white cabinets in this wood floor here, you're probably going to be in an okay valuation. So if I was going to sell this house, I would probably, the basement. You could put a drop ceiling in here. You even have a window there. This is probably counted in square footage already. Possibly not, though. Backyard's fine. Shed's fine. Nice space. I like this. This is a good picture of it. I would probably say that the real valuation of this house was about maybe 192, 199. So you're looking at about a $15,000 margin now. You'll see this house close after a little while. I'm guessing that either it will sell at 175 with the closing less than 30 to 45 days, or it'll sell at maybe 182 or something, because people aren't going to put a price in that's, 17,000 higher, and what they're going to do is probably get 4 or 5 offers and make a decision between them on Monday because they want to get rid of the house fairly quickly. But if you were going to resell this house, you could resell it for 192.5, probably sell it in a month or two, and cover your costs. So your risk going into this, is not very big, probably just a couple $1,000s, which gives you a possible downside of a couple $1,000s in an investment with an upside of, if you hold it for a couple years, you rent it out, upside could be 100,000, right? So that's a kind of a disproportionate risk-reward investment. And if you can take this and you can further maybe do a 1031 exchange into it, like I have on the table right now, or you can do, a high degree of financing at a very low rate, maybe fix the financing rate very low. There's ways you can leverage into that and actually lower your risk even further. And can definitely make your reward go much higher than your risk on this property. And if you do that over time, your risks tend not to actualize because they're so small, and your rewards tend to go from, hey, I'm going to make 8 to 10% to something happened and I made 30%, or market rates went down for loans and my return came in really high, or this market went way up, when you did a count on it because, this park turned out to be more valuable than you thought, or they put some nice houses in. The last thing I'd say to look at in this area is actually Lee Summit, Missouri. And it has property taxes that are probably double what other rates out here are. Okay, and those property taxes are going to the school system, which means that these schools are going to be maintained well over a long period of time, which gives you a competitive advantage over some other areas that may have a degradation over time. These houses will be maintained because people living there are willing to pay double the property taxes, and because they're putting their kids in school and they want to live in an area that's well maintained. So hope this helps you. I can do another video at some point if I get some likes, maybe some subscriptions, about how to value in different areas. Arkansas is another area that I look at heavily. Like and subscribe below, and I'll talk to you later.